What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Daily Dose. I'm your host, Dylan Davis. You can follow me on Twitter at DylanJD98. My co-host, Gint, my big-headed friend, is back from vacation. Gint, how was your vacation?
Yeah, vacation. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Busy week last week, but we're back.
Lying on a beach somewhere.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, right.
Yeah. You can follow Gint on Twitter at Matt_McGinty. The Daily Dose is brought to you by the Painted Lines Network. So, as always, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. You can follow the Painted Lines on Twitter at the Painted Lines. Very simple. Gint, let's get right into business today because not only do we have the team to talk about on the wall behind me, as I've been discussing the last 2 days while you were on your beach sipping Coronas, it is also happy Pitchers and Catchers Day, everybody. The Phillies pitchers and catchers reported in Clearwater today. So we'll try, if we have time, to get into their rotation and their bullpen later in the episode. But first, Gint, you've been out, so give the people your thoughts, because I've gone on my rants. I've told everyone how I feel about the 3 straight losses and dissected those losses. Obviously, the bench has been a huge issue without Shake Milton leading it. And the 3-point disparity the last couple of games has also been an issue. Tell people where you are. Are you as upset as you normally are after a loss? Are you okay? Well, so on and so forth.
Well, there's a lot of points. Just to go game. Well, I shouldn't go game by game. One, the Portland game was tough. The foul shouldn't have been called. I don't think it was a foul. That's where I'll start with that and just end with that. Ben Simmons put Damian Lillard in an absolute chamber. Shot 6 of 21 from the field. And he shot like unreal in the first quarter too, I'm pretty sure.
Dame?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. But then we jump into the Phoenix game and Devin Booker lit up Ben for 36 points. Kendall, whatever Jenner it is. But
he didn't light Ben up though.
No, I'm pretty sure it was like 13 points was the face-to-face, and one was a contested 40-footer.
Two of them were.
Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, you're the best defender in the league. You can't guard that 40-foot jump shot. Yeah. How many people can guard that, quote-unquote? But then the other night, I mean, you're playing the hottest team in the whole National Basketball Association. You're playing without the MVP of the entire NBA. You're playing without – 6th man of the year. I think that ship sailed. But you have to, I shouldn't say you have to win those games because it's tough to win without your best player. But, I mean, that's a game you would have loved to steal. And that's a game where it would be like, okay, this thing is really working and this is the real deal. Which I'm not saying it's not the real deal. I still think the Sixers are really good. But I think now we have the start to panic mode where the fans want this, the fans want that. We need to do this. You know what I mean? So Overall, the bench has been brutal to watch, literally brutal without Shake Milton. The day Furkan Korkmaz isn't on the team anymore, the day we'll be in a better spot because he is just not fun to watch in any way. And then, dude, when the other night when I read the starting lineup and it said Mike Scott, I was like, what is going on? I literally was so confused when I read that Mike Scott was starting. I thought it was a typo. I thought maybe they messed up or something, but
Mike Scott wasn't the issue.
No, not at all. I mean, considering everyone else was terrible. But the biggest thing is what move needs to be made, essentially. Well,
I thought you were going there.
Yeah, we're gonna get into him. Don't worry. I'm gonna get into him. But it's like. Now Sixers fans are in the something needs to be done, and it needs to be done quickly, or we're going to run down this path of just being negative again for how many weeks. And yeah, Danny Green, Marquise mentioned it. Danny Green is struggling. Struggle is hit Danny Green's toes. I'm not ready to give up on Danny. I'm not saying I'm giving up on Danny Green. Danny Green is a veteran that brings experience in the playoffs. He's won back-to-back NBA championships. So it's kind of just the overview of the last 3 games. And Ben Simmons is incredible in every way. And I tweeted yesterday morning, I hope the Ben haters went to sleep early.
I hope they did too, dude.
That was – my dad is a huge Ben Simmons hater. How do you not?
That household must be something else, dude.
It's the how can you not shoot a jump shot? You're in the NBA, and my dad's like, I taught you how to shoot when you were. And I'm like, he just had 42 points. Let me just put it this way: if LaMelo Ball or Zion Williamson ever had a 42-point, 1 rebound shy of a triple double, ESPN would still be playing the highlights.
Dude, why is that every not older person, I'm not calling your dad old, but my
dad's old.
That's every older person's thing, dude.
Dude.
It's different. I'm talking about my mom, but my mom grew up watching basketball, grew up watching me play basketball, and she watches the Sixers games with me sometimes, and she'll be like, if Joel Embiid misses a free throw, he could go 17 of 18 from the line. Why did he miss a free throw? He gets paid so much. If he gets paid so much money to make a free throw, dude, they're not robots. The ball just doesn't go in every single time. But I agree with you. Look, I guess my takeaway from what you just spoke on was that, normally you'd be more upset after 3 straight losses.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not with the circumstances. And also, I think it's more so I'm more focused on not why did they lose, how are they going to bounce back now? Because now you have winnable games. You come back home from the West Coast trip. You still don't have Shake, so the bench could still be an issue, but Joel's back. You play the Rockets tonight, who are a very, very bad offensive team. We'll get into that game in a little bit. Then you play Chicago at home, who I'm sure Zach LaVine will drop 49 on us. But
it'll be Thomas Sederansky or some random guy.
That should be a win, and you know what I mean? So it's more so how can they right the ship? We have a lot of comments piling, and so let me try to get to some of these again before we move on. Marquis says, what's up? They must go 1-0 tonight. Kevin adds in, Philly signed catcher Jeff Mathis and pitcher Tony Watson. Marquise, everyone, Nadir was talking about Doc Rivers being an issue, of course.
Yeah, I was commenting a little bit yesterday.
Yeah. Abe says, welcome back, Coach Gint.
What's up, Abe? Hope you found your Budweiser cans, man.
Yeah. Thunder Dude says, looks like the Phillies are trying to improve the bullpen. Still a ways to go, though. Look, dude, if one thing I'll touch on that right now, and I've said it multiple times, if the Phillies don't have an historically bad bullpen last year, they make the postseason. So as long as their bullpen is even middle of the pack or top 20, they should make the postseason this year. That's the way I'm looking at it. He also says Sixers need to stop the losing streak.
That'd be ideal.
Abe, I have not read this yet. Let's see. My take. The Sixers struggled on a 4-game road trip right around the time of the trade deadline, as well as being far enough into the season to get a feel for the positive and negatives about the team. We all agree that pieces do need to be moved. I don't think anything needs to be moved. I just think pieces need to be added. I understand Danny Green frustrates the hell out of us when he's not knocking down shots. And, at times he looks too slow defending the pick and roll and he's trailing the quicker, smaller guards, and he can really piss us off. I get it. But I'm not, like you said, I'm not ready to ship off the starting lineup that is, 14-2 together. They're 2 losses because Joel didn't play, so 14-2 together. So I just think they need to add. I don't necessarily think they need to move. Ben put on a masterpiece without having a jump shot. That Utah Ben was exactly the player I see in Giannis with a jumper. Marquise has been preaching these two. Fangraph says the Phillies projected 83 wins. Not good enough. What's up, Gint? Looking good.
George, you know what's not looking good? Your fantasy basketball team. That thing is a disaster, brother. You got to figure that out.
Well, by pieces needing to be moved, I mean we need to move guys to bring guys in. By that, I mean
something I just wanted to chime in on is the buyout market. And we don't know who's going to be bought out. And there's a lot of names jumping out, like Andre Drummond, Blake Griffin, all these guys that could possibly be bought out. But it's like, we're definitely probably an attractive destination, but I don't see how anyone picks us over Brooklyn.
I don't know about that.
Dude, you can't tell me any big
outside of a big, sure.
Yeah, what are we looking to sign?
Well, we're not looking for Drum. We're looking for a backup 4.
No, I know, I understand. I'm just saying any big man, anyone with height in terms of what Brooklyn would want at this point, I'd assume. I don't think they would pick us over them.
I feel you, but anyone that wants at least 5 jumpers and 5 touches in a game won't pick Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The only way Brooklyn's attractive is if you're a role player to a T and you just want to win a chip, or if you're a big man that doesn't need the ball offensively. That's the only pieces I see attracted to Brooklyn. You're not touching the ball. What?
You think that, but it's not. No, and I get Abe just said we're in first
they're
place.
in first place.
Yeah, no, 100%, like I said. But I think people are looking at the Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant names and saying, wow. Like, I think the NBA realizes, like, you have to beat those 3 dudes 4 times.
Yeah.
In a series, and that's not going to be the easiest thing when you have 3 guys that can score 40 points any given night. But don't get me wrong. I've said 1,000 times I think we could beat Brooklyn in a 7-game series.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Again, your vacation messed with your head, man. What I'm hearing is Brooklyn's scary. Sixers 3-game losing streak, not good.
No, I don't know. I don't know how successful the buyout market will be for the Sixers. So
it's definitely going to be interesting. I said it yesterday. I said it to Justin and everyone. I don't think Morey stands pat whatsoever.
No,
I think there's at least 2 moves he makes to help this rotation come playoff time. And I said it to wrap up the show. If Mike Scott and Furkan Korkmaz are in our playoff rotation, we're in trouble.
Yeah, dude.
You're in trouble. Maxi's not going to get a lot of playoff minutes. Matisse isn't going to give you dog shit offensively in the postseason. He can play in minimal spurts to come in and help defensively and provide energy and stuff like that. And then you have Furkan and Mike Scott. Your bench will literally be depleted to Dwight Howard cleaning up the glass and Shake Milton trying to score. That will be it. Then you have no advantage over the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks, who are top heavy. We all thought we did, right? And again, I'm not being negative here saying we're not going anywhere, because I said I'm okay after the 3 losses and I think we're going to get right. But I do think Morey needs to make moves for the playoffs, because you can't look at this bench and think, okay, just getting Shake Milton back healthy is going to change everything. Like we overvalued, I think, the bench because of the wins, if that makes sense.
I agree. And we overvalued Shake Milton entirely. Oh, I should say that. Shake is right where me and you thought he'd be. I think a lot of people kind of threw him in a much higher tier just because of the success Doc has had with guys that he brought off the bench. But Shake's not going to be an issue. Dwight's not going to be an issue. Now, Milwaukee has a pretty solid bench. DJ Augustine, Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton. They got guys that they can bring off the bench. And like you said, after those 2 first names, and Dwight's been great in the short stints he's played when Embiid has played, but like you can't sit here and say he's like amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His name doesn't jump out on paper, and Embiid's going to log a ton of minutes in the playoffs.
Right.
So it's not even like Dwight's going to see the floor that much.
Yeah. No. What I'm just saying is, I think if these 3 losses highlighted anything negative, because I think they brought a lot of moral victories. Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, everything like that. But I think it highlighted the weaknesses on the bench. Yeah. Because, again, I don't mean to keep talking about it, but as of right now, Tyrese Maxey isn't giving you a lot offensively. You're not going to get more than maybe 8 points out of Matisse Thybulle in a game.
6.
And that's generous. Yeah. Okay. You're not getting Dwight Howard had 14 the other night. You don't normally get 14 out of Dwight Howard. Furkan Korkmaz hasn't hit a field goal in 2 games.
Dude, he's
0 for 10 in 35 minutes the last 2 games with 2 points.
2 free throws, right?
Yes.
Dude, he is so bad.
So if you're not getting anything there, and then you have Mike Scott. Mike Scott actually went 2 of 2 and was for 6 points and was a +1 the other night. But he's not giving you anything. And he's kind of a liability defensively. So the bench does have issues, and I think that's one thing that the losses highlighted, which will be fixed. And I think against a lot of competition, and if these games are at home, I think the starting 5 overcomes those issues. And Shake Milton helps a lot of those issues anyway. I get it. Shake's getting a lot of the shots off the bench regardless. But to just look at how the bench has literally been outscored by 1 player the last 3 games from the opponent's bench, Jordan Clarkson outscored him 40 to 25. Carmelo Anthony outscored him 24
Why
to
is
19.
it that every single player that comes off a bench that can't do anything but score has to light us up for north of 30?
Every time.
Like, dude, Jordan Clarkson, Terrence Ross, every single time he plays the Sixers probably averages 37 points a game. Jordan Clarkson, Carmelo Anthony, and for all you calculator fans out there that said Carmelo Anthony couldn't play in the NBA anymore, that were big Sam Hinkie guys. What does that tell you? God, sorry, I had to get that one off my chest.
All right, let's move on to tonight's game because, like I said, it's not that they lost, it's how they can bounce back. Those three losses didn't really bother me. You lose tonight at home and lose 4 straight against the Houston Rockets, who are out. Christian Wood and then Victor Oladipo, Eric Gordon, and PJ Tucker are game-time decisions tonight. And Houston is not that good of a team regardless. Then I'll be upset here on the Daily Dose tomorrow. You need to win this game. I know that sounds crazy because they're still in first place. They're 18. You need to win this game to get right a little bit tonight. How do you do that, Gint? So I'm looking before we get started today. And, well, I'll throw this, one of my keys at you, is Ben Simmons is coming off the most impressive and dominant game we've ever seen Ben Simmons play, right? He's had a lot of great dominant performances.
Hey, thanks, Abe. Abe, Abe. We appreciate you, Abe. Hope you find those Budweiser cans, man.
Abe is the man. So what was I saying? This has to be he's coming off his most dominant and impressive performance ever, right? In the Sixers uniform.
Yeah, dude, that was unbelievable.
So my point is, what happens the next game? And Joel's back. How do the Sixers keep Ben involved? How does Ben stay involved and stay aggressive? Like, I will say this. I'm not going to be pissed off, right, tomorrow if he doesn't play well, but this can't be Ben Simmons 2 of 5 from he can't have 4 or 5 field goal attempts tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had a conversation with my buddies the other day. He's one of those Ben this that, and he said, yeah, he was really impressive the other night, and it just shows that it's possible to do that, and it's possible for him to turn on a switch and turn into this guy that can dominate a game offensively. And he alluded to it. He said it felt really cool to dominate a game offensively.
Yeah. So
and I understand where he's coming from, where it's Ben took 26 shots, and
yes.
It's when Embiid comes back, you can give Embiid what? How many shots does Embiid average in a game?
20 plus.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
I'm aware, but he can't have 4 or 5 field goal attempts.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I think he should flourish right around the 10 shot mark, 11 shot mark.
Yeah, and that's fine for Ben. 10, 11, 12, right around there. Yeah. But what I'm saying is my first key is for Ben to stay aggressive himself and for this coaching staff to get him involved offensively from the jump. Keep your foot on because, dude, if Ben's attacking early, right? Think about what that does for life for Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
So now you get this 6'10" monster of a point guard getting downhill, attacking the rim, finishing around the rim early, right? Maybe the other game, he scored the first 8 points. Let's say he scores the first 5 tonight, 5 or 6 tonight, right? Guess what that does for Joel Embiid?
Makes life a lot easier.
Yeah. Let me get Joe in the post the next 2 possessions. And they're not going to sag off of Ben.
And that's something we alluded to when they played the Lakers and Ben came out the gates in just head down attack mode because eventually Joel Embiid's going to rally off 8 straight points.
Right.
6 points. So it's I get what you're saying, especially with the coaching staff. But I think Ben being aggressive can't be alluded to anyone besides Ben. He only because Ben just when he gets downhill and attacks the rim at the pace that he can is when his buckets come easy. So it's you can try to get him in isolation situations and matchups that you like to see, but overall it's going to be Ben putting his head down and just attacking the rim and looking to finish, which has looked a lot better as of recently.
I completely agree. He's slowing down around the rim, if that makes sense. He takes that extra step, and it's I don't know how to explain it.
No,
when Ben's going 120 miles an hour at the rim and he doesn't slow down, it's either A, an offensive foul, or B, clanking off the glass or the rim and it's not finishing.
Yeah.
When Ben I don't even know how to explain it. You'll see it tonight, and I will point it out tomorrow when and if he does it, okay? But that's all I'm going to say is Ben coming off the most impressive performance of his career. I get no Joel Embiid. Now how? Because that Ben Simmons with the Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris at an all-star level makes the Sixers even to another level. Do you get what I'm saying? So now how can we make it now how do they make it work? How does Ben stay aggressive and get to the rim like that with Joel Embiid on the floor? Ben isn't going to shoot 25, 26 times. Not a lot of guys do.
Yeah.
But if Joel gets 20, 21 shots, Ben gets 12 or 13 shots. So you got to remember, Tobias also took like 24, 25 shots.
Yeah, he played.
Let's say Tobias only takes 17 or 18. That's more attempts for Joel, right? You got to figure Mike Scott took like 3 attempts. That's probably Joel. So
small ball Mike 5. Mike Scott.
Furkan took 5 shots. He won't be on the floor tonight, hopefully. So that'll be Joel.
That's another question coming tonight. Sorry to cut you off.
No. Isaiah
Joe sees some minutes tonight.
He better. And now listen, those are strong words. He better coming from my mouth. I was messing around with Isaiah Joe earlier in the year. Clank, clank, clank. Okay? And then he proved me wrong for a bit when COVID was hitting and all that, and he was shooting outrageously from the outside, right?
That was so good, your Isaiah Joe.
He needs to play over Furkan Korkmaz right now. Even if it doesn't produce, even if he comes in and doesn't play well and it's just to, I don't know, get something out of Furkan, yo, your ass is on the bench now. This is your job.
Yeah.
You come in, you need to hit shots. If Isaiah Joe's not producing, maybe Furkan 2-3 games from now after he doesn't produce, gets run, maybe he starts knocking down shots. Okay.
Yeah, this was something we talked about when he went to that stint of a couple good games, and I was like, yeah, man, we're the comments are like, dude, Furk, you guys said he stinks. And I was like, yeah, man, he played well, but this is par for the course. 3 good games, 4 historically bad games, a decent game, 3 good games. It's just normal. And Abe has a really good comment talking about a 5-out.
5-out, yeah, I was just reading that.
Yeah, that's something when Embiid got hurt a couple years ago and they went on that 17-game win streak without him. And Irsan was playing a ton of time at the 5.
Yeah.
It's something that really worked, but you're not going to really run out of 5-out offense with number 21 on the court.
Yeah, no, but it's interesting to throw different looks.
100%.
But out there. All right, Gint, let me ask you this before I get – let me give you my next 2 keys really quickly.
Go ahead.
So, A, it's to keep Ben aggressive early. B, I looked at the Rockets statistically, offensively and defensively, league ranks. They're a pretty good defensive team, statistic-wise. However, they do not rebound well. They're 26th in rebounds defensively, and they're 27th in offensive rebounds allowed. What does that spell for Joel Embiid, Dwight Howard, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris? Second chance opportunities. If the Sixers can dominate the glass, especially Christian Wood's not playing tonight, if they can dominate the glass and get second chances, maybe get Boogie and some of those backup bigs of Houston's into foul trouble early, that'll be great for, a pretty good defensive team. And then reversely on the offensive side for the Rockets, they are a bottom of the league offense, dude, in almost every category. I'm trying to pull this up here. They're 4th in pace. And they are 4th in 3-point attempts. That is where they stand. They are 26th in field goals made, 26th in turnovers, 26th in assists, 25th in offensive rebounds, 22nd in total rebounds. They're 25th in offensive rating. Dude, they are just not a very good offensive team, especially shorthanded. Like I said, Christian Wood out and some of those other role players and Oladipo are game time decisions.
Yeah.
This is a game where you need to lock up early, smother them, funnel John Wall into Joel Embiid, and put them if you can smother them early defensively, you could put this team away, in my opinion, at home.
Yeah. I didn't realize how thin they are. So
Why?
if you go on their depth chart, Christian Wood's obviously listed as a starting center, and then DeMarcus Cousins is second.
So he's starting,
And
obviously.
then PJ Tucker is third, and then Jayshawn Tate, who's their starting small forward, is listed as a center after. So I don't really know in terms of big men who they really have.
Right, and Tucker's a game time decision.
And this can't be a game where it's like they stay in the game.
Nope.
And it takes heroic effort out of 21 to get us a win that we should be able to handle. Like Ben talked, like for some reason that Utah. I mean, I don't know if it's the Donovan Mitchell thing. But like Ben just seemed really focused on that Utah game, even right after the Suns game when we lost one that was tight throughout the game, and Devin Booker had 36, and immediately he brought up, "I can't wait to go play Utah." Like that's gonna happen. Like, you're gonna have those teams where you mark that on your calendar as a big game, but like this is a game where everyone collectively needs to be like, okay, we're on a 3-game skid. Let's remind people like what this really is. You know what I mean? So
correct.
I just really hope it's not like I'm trying to look at their roster. Who's the guy that's going to score 30?
But the one thing I want to say going off of that
Go ahead.
is it needs to be lead by example. And what I mean by that is your stars need to be stars tonight. Like this can't be Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons sag off for the first half, and Seth Curry has 18 in the first half, and Danny Green hit 3 threes, and they're keeping you in the game. This needs to be Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, dominant, and then obviously, you know, can the role players step up and hit shots, especially with the bench? And the good thing is, what's their bench? I was paying attention, but like, what's their backup guards?
They got So they have after Victor Oladipo and Eric Gordon, who are listed as day-to-day and questionable. They got that dude Jayshawn Tate, who's also listed as one. They're a mess. David Nwaba, Daniel House, Sterling Brown. Like,
okay,
they're just limited, dude.
So their bench shouldn't kill our bench tonight.
Like, if I asked a casual NBA fan who's Jayshawn Tate or who's David Nwaba, they would literally tell me they have no clue.
You know, one of them will go off tonight, right?
I was looking at Ben McLemore. He's probably the guy that's going to have 30.
So here's the question I have for tonight's game for you again. 3-point disparity has been an issue. Yeah. I'm not going to hide behind it. Like I said, they need to start hitting shots. When Seth Curry, Furkan Korkmaz, and Danny Green, your 3 best 3-point shooters, are a combined 2 of 10 from deep or 2 of 11 from deep or whatever for 14 points, that's an issue.
Yeah.
So they just need to make more. However, when the Jazz literally make almost as many as you attempted, that's an issue. How can the Sixers, you're a coach, Coach Gint, how can the Sixers fix the 3-point battle?
Well, yeah, if you're just going based off the Jazz game, which I know you're not, you're kind of talking.
No, the last 4 have been an issue.
But I mean, obviously Joel Embiid helps in terms of drawing double teams, getting guys with cleaner looks. So that definitely helps. But then I believe you were the one actually alluded to it yesterday. And it was, well, yeah, we want to shoot more threes. But if you're not making threes, why would you just keep firing threes?
Right. Not to mention, specifically with the Utah game, my main point with the lack of 3 attempts was the fact that Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons combined for 50 shots.
Yeah.
Where are their games, offensive games, credited to? Inside in the paint and inside the 3-point line. Tobias went 3 of 5 from 3, shot 60%, took 5 threes. Good. You know what you're getting out of Ben. So if those 2 are 50 field goal attempts out of 86 or whatever you have, you're not going to have that many 3-point attempts. That's exactly. Common sense.
And that's also, like I said, which alludes to a lot to Joel Embiid, because when your offense is predicated around a guy that plays back to the basket a lot, especially a guy like Embiid where it continuously needs a double team, 2-3 guys paying attention to him, it just gets your guys better looks. And that's just
correct.
Simple basketball. So that's definitely going to help in terms of getting more shots. I think also when we alluded to when Seth Curry kind of got off the schneid he was on and the coaching staff got him like in a rhythm early, we definitely should look to get Danny Green in some type of rhythm. But he's a little different than Seth Curry because he's not a guy that's going to be running around off screens. Right. He's more of just like a, hey, I'm in the corner.
Hit me.
But
right. So let me ask you from the defensive side, because I think Mark had a comment yesterday. The last 4 games, they've given up, and this is not giving up attempts, obviously. This is makes. They've given up 17, 11, like 14 and 18 from field goal pointers made. How can defensively can they start running teams off the 3-point line, or what is it? Switching, coming under screens with smaller guards that could shoot from deep. How do you fix that defensively? Because that's a lot of threes to give up.
Yeah, it is, and it's also predicated to your opponent. If you just look at the last 3 teams we played, Portland, guard heavy guys that shoot threes. Phoenix, guard heavy guys that shoot threes, and Utah, which they shoot threes. So, I mean, but that's the name of the game at this point in the league. So, in terms of running them off the 3-point line, I mean, it's just knowing your scout. And Jordan Clarkson got looks the other night that he shouldn't have got. So, I mean, I'm not an NBA coach, don't get me wrong. So, I don't really – you're not going to switch screens that much in the NBA. This isn't Villanova where they just play 1 through 5 no matter what. You're switching a screen. And so, it's like – sorry. It's like – it just needs to be more effort-wise, I'd assume. And you hate to say that because you don't want to think guys are not trying out there.
Right.
But it is
the other thing that like made me laugh when they were trying to get back in the game, and Doc threw out everything he had in the kitchen sink, dude, to try to will that team to win somehow, game plan wise.
When he went to a 2-3 though.
Yeah. He went to a 2-3 because it worked against Indiana.
Yeah.
You can't go to a 2-3 against the Utah Jazz, bro.
Yeah, the team that is predicated literally around moving the ball from side
especially when Royce O'Neal starts hitting from deep at the end of the game.
Well, dude, because I heard you guys talk about him yesterday. Royce O'Neal has been really good this year.
Yeah, but he had like 0 points up until the final 5 minutes.
I know, and
then he banged like 3 points, 3 straight 3-pointers.
Yeah, but yeah.
So hold on, Abe has this. I think Heald makes way too much money. I know he said cap filler and Danny Green makes the 15 mil or whatever. I still think Heald makes way too much, but someone can tell me. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I might be.
No, yeah, I'll look up his contract right now because
like that would take a lot of cap filler.
The Buddy Hield name. Okay, that's not correct. Sorry, I just got off track. First city, 17. I was like, I guess, yeah, he makes $24 million this year.
So Green makes 15, and you're taking on. Yeah,
I don't even know how to pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: the Buddy Hield name was so big for the Sixers around the Al Horford time. Because Buddy Hield's contract is also horrible. Like it's really bad.
Yeah.
Especially for how he's been playing, because he hasn't been playing that well. Besides against us, of course, when he hit the 5-3, 6 threes or something. So I'm not really into the whole Buddy Hield thing.
No, and I think the stretch 4, Belichick. Someone help me out here. I don't even know if I want him on the team for that purpose. I won't even know what to say every day on this show. It'll take practice to get his name right, because I don't want to butcher it. I think that he's reasonable because it could be a buyout, or if you threw like 2nd-round picks or Mike Scott in 2 seconds or whatever it is to get him, I think that's reasonable. The Hield part is where it gets to be a stretch, not only for the money, like Gint said. I know a change of scenery could be nice, but how he's been playing, it's not really worth it. Not to mention, look, I know Danny Green continues to piss us off. Danny Green does a lot for this team, not just on the floor. Danny Green is going for a 3-peat with this team. He's won 2 straight championships with 2 different teams, and is a big reason why this team is so – him and Dwight Howard are a big reason this team is gelled together so much. And that's just my opinion. So I think you take the good with the bad. Obviously, his pick-and-roll defense, he's not fast enough to stick with these smaller guards anymore. So I think Doc needs to recognize that earlier in the games and not let them get killed. Because what was that one game the other day, dude, when he literally took accountability? Danny Green took accountability for it and said, like, I let him like toast me for like 8 straight points or whatever, and that kind of killed things. And then he just needs to try to be more consistent from 3. No, that's it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think right now, in terms of like our worst matchups, if you just look at, is a team with a really, really good backcourt. And that's why you saw every time we played Washington, it's been a struggle. And I mean, I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not an NBA coach. I don't know what our weak.
No, I agree with you. And that's always been a weakness, though. Small guards that can shoot, kill us.
Yeah, Ben's an elite defensive player. And I think Danny Green is at the point of his career where he would rather a bigger, I shouldn't say slower, because wing players aren't slow in the NBA, but not as quick as a tandem of Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, CP3, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook. Like just, if you get what I'm saying, kind of.
No, I completely get what you're saying.
I was with my buddy tonight at the Portland game, and I literally said, I think Portland might be one of the worst matchups we have in the entire NBA. And came true, didn't it?
Yeah, and they've played us not at full strength whatsoever. No McCollum either game. Yeah. No Nurkic. No Collins.
Yeah, well, dude, Zach Collins and Yusuf Nurkic might as well just say they're retired. They don't play. And I love them both. I was huge on them. But
remember on the Faithful Fanatics before the season started, we looked at the Western Conference?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Great for me.
No, it ain't.
Why not?
First of all, you or George, maybe both, told me the Suns won't make the playoffs.
No.
Yeah.
I said that. I said I thought the Pelicans would be better than the Suns.
Well, hey, that's a really bad take.
First of all, you were the one that said Utah wasn't good.
No, I didn't.
They're 23-5, dude.
First of all, George, no, that's not a lie, George. I'm going back and pulling up the tape. Don't speak on my name. You said it. The Faithful Fanatics is live at 5:00 on the Painted Lines. After this, we're bringing this up because me and Snap said we're taking the Suns to make it. You and George said Pelicans, whatever. I also time out. What's Portland ranked in the West right now, Gant?
5th, 4th.
Oh, yeah. You also told me Portland wouldn't make the playoffs. And they're beat to shit right now. And they're still 4th or 5th in the West.
They're 4th.
Okay. Suns, Portland. You told me one of the two. First of all, you just kept Portland out. I tried to tell you Dame time, and you're like,
I just said they didn't get better, which they did. They got Robert Covington. Was how they got better.
You're sleeping on Dame, bro.
I'm not sleeping on anyone.
You are. Well, and hold on. I'm sorry. We're getting a little off topic here, people. But we have about 13 minutes left. I need to look at this.
What, are you going to pull up the video?
No.
Oh.
So I'm not gonna lie, there are some surprises. Like Dallas is 13-15.
Yeah, we all thought they'd be Dallas a lock to make it.
Houston, we all threw in there because they still had Russell Westbrook and James Harden.
Yeah.
But when you look at the rest, I mean,
San Antonio, none of us had them making the playoffs. They're 5th.
No, but 12-15 is not a good look for the Pelicans, huh?
No, but we're 20? I don't think 27.
27. That's that cuts to bring that cuts down education through. 12 plus 15.
Dean's list every semester.
Yeah. Not at math. Anywho,
I'm totally off topic.
Anywho, I just had to, you went on. You took a long vacation. I had to get you a little bit.
You know what we should do?
Hit me.
Sorry, I'm pretty sure
we haven't even predicted the game, the All-Stars, nothing.
Yeah, real quick. Sorry. We should do a podcast on possible trades, possible buyouts, and just Mark would be down. Mark Henry.
Yeah, I'll do it. Abe said he wants to. Abe said that would be fun. So we'll do that soon. Let's just wrap this up. Again, player of the game tonight, and do the Sixers end their 3-game skid, or is it a tough loss at home against the Rockets?
Yeah, they're gonna win tonight, and I'm picking Ben. Short and sweet. There's no chance. There's really no chance.
He took my star of the game, but I have the Sixers 121-112. I think they win pretty easily tonight. And since I can't take Ben, Joel's not available for our pick.
You taking Furkan?
No. I think Seth has a game offensively. I think Seth gets 19-21 tonight. So I'll go with Seth Curry. Last time I picked him as my star of the game, I think he had 0 or 2 points. So hope I don't jinx Seth. too much. But we had the Sixers getting right tonight, and it's not how they fell down a little bit. It's how they bounce back and get back up tonight. ESPN game, 7:30 tip-off at the Wells Fargo Center against the Houston Rockets. Again, All-Star voting wrapped up last night or 2 nights. I'm losing track of time. I believe it was last night. That All-Star voting wrapped up. Fun fact, I believe if the Sixers win 2 of their next 3 this week, and regardless of what Milwaukee or Brooklyn does, Doc Rivers is the head coach of the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
Really?
I believe I saw that earlier. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is true. That will help Ben Simmons and or Tobias Harris's case to get into the All-Star game. But let's just run through this list. Again, 12 spots. Agree or disagree with this list I have written down?
All right, cool.
Bradley Beal.
Yes.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid.
Yes.
Kyrie Irving.
Yes.
James Harden.
Yes.
Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Jason Tatum.
Yes.
Julius Randle. This is my list. This is where I'm going. This is where I would have it.
Yeah, I'll say
and or our list.
Go ahead.
And then I have 4 guys for the final 3 spots that I did not put in order that I don't know what to do with.
Go ahead.
Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons, Trae Young and Zach LaVine. What do I do with those 5 or 4?
That's tough.
I'm leaving guys out too. Sabonis isn't on the list.
Wow. Yeah.
Bam, Jimmy, Sexton can make a case.
Dude,
Toronto's come up. Van Vliet could make a case.
What sucks is the fact that the Knicks are playing decent. Because usually the Knicks would suck and be like, yeah, whatever. He's not gonna. Julius Randle has no shot of making it, but he had didn't he have 44 last night too?
He's going off, bro.
Well, one I'm gonna put on there that you don't have right now is Bam.
Okay.
I think Bam is an absolute shoo-in. He's been unreal, especially since Jimmy Butler's missed so much time. Chris Middleton, I think, is a shoo-in.
Oh, didn't even put Middleton. Okay, well, now you got 1 spot, and you didn't list any. You didn't name Toby, Ben, Trae Young, or Zach LaVine.
No, I have 2 spots.
No.
I got Kyrie, Harden, Durant, Giannis, Embiid, Beal, Brown, Tatum, Bam, Middleton. 2 spots with 37 people possible.
Joe Show, that is a bad comment. Abe said, everything all right?
What'd he say?
Just move on. Keep going.
That's the worst comment we might have ever had. I'm being serious.
Keep
that
going.
was really bad. All right, so
trade the MVP of the league.
It's 2 spots left. You got Nick Vucevic, Sabonis, Jeremy Grant, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, Zach LaVine, Trae Young, Malcolm Brogdon, Fred VanVleet, Ben Simmons. That's 10 players you could possibly give a spot to. Here's my thing. I might be biased. I am biased. We're the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say both of them get in. I'm going to put a slash next to their names. That one of them should get in. The way Ben's playing lately, I want to say it's Ben.
Really?
I think so. But Tobias has been unreal all season, so it's
Did you see what Ben's 42 point?
I think both make it. That's my final 2.
Did you see Krell's tweet that after the last game, Ben's average for the year went up a whole point?
Yeah. So
I think he's at 15 or over now.
So I'm going with Kyrie, Harden, Durant, Giannis, Embiid, Beal, Brown, Tatum, Bam, Chris Middleton, Tobias Harris, and Ben Simmons.
If I had to choose between the 2, and I don't want to do this, but if I had to choose between Ben and Tobias, I would give the nod to Tobias. Because and I love Ben, and he's been unreal over the last 8 games or so.
He should be Tobias.
But Tobias has been consistent all year outside of the first game And then the West Coast trip, he was average for the middle 2 games. He had like 17 and 18 or whatever, and that was average for him. Ben had 42 and almost a triple-double the other night. Tobias had 36 on 60% shooting from 3. Like, Tobias was on another planet as well. He's been consistent all year long. And we are the 1 seed. You're correct. Tobias also hasn't missed games. Ben's missed a few. Not that it was his fault, but he's missed a few. I would probably have to lean Tobias Harris, but I hope that both of them get in. Like you said, if they're the 1 seed going into the weekend, into the All-Star weekend, I think there's a case for both of them to get in. And if Doc is the coach, I think there's a way both of them possibly get in. Like, dude, here's my point. I know you keep saying Bam has been unreal. What's the Heat's record?
I think they're 500 now.
Are they back to 5? Are they finally at 500?
I think they're right around there. I don't know if they exactly are, but pretty sure they're close.
Like, that's like Bradley Beal and
they're 11 and 16. They must.
Yeah. So I don't know if I can throw that in. Like, Bradley Beal's an anomaly because he's literally on another he's averaging like 36, dude. Like that's an all-star vote. Okay. He's probably the best guard in the East right now. And he's on a terrible team. But Bam, I don't know.
Another thing is, like, when I talked about Chris Middleton and how I said he's a shoo-in, and it's like, yeah, he's second best player on one of the
Bucks,
and it's like he's averaging 20 points a game, but it's like Tobias Harris. Like, how do you decipher who's better between Tobias Harris and Ben right now?
Right.
I mean, obviously Tobias has been awesome all season. Everyone's been alluding to Tobias to be an all-star. It's we said we were going to pick 12 people, and I can't even knock the list down to 15. I can't.
Yeah, I could have 18 on this list right now.
I literally just tweeted. I said I think there's 20 people that can make the Eastern Conference.
I think that's going to wrap it up, though, again, because we only have a few minutes left. Not enough time to talk about the Phillies. The Faithful Fanatics will be right back here.
Talk about the Phillies.
Yeah. The Faithful Fanatics will be right back here on the Painted Lines wherever you're watching in just over 10 minutes, starting at 5 o'clock. We're going to be doing the same, talking about the Sixers rough stretch, tonight's game, but a lot more Phillies talk. We'll probably open with Phillies talk so we can throw something different your guys' way than instead of just listening to the same conversation back to back immediately. And it'll be a roundtable discussion. It'll be a lot of fun. So tune into that. For myself, for Gint, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and go Sixers.